Interesting, interesting. And the last thing I have on that front, we saw the WWE Draft this past week, and nothing too crazy. Raw is stacked up. Raw is going to be the banger after banger after banger show. That's how that has been positioned. But you have any fun WWE Draft stories you could share with us?
Um,
Like, were you kayfabed at all during these
yes,
drafts?
yeah,
How did that
yeah.
all
In
work?
the later years, yes. The first time I remember them like kind of kayfabing hard was doing the Taboo Tuesdays or Cyber Sunday. I think it was a Taboo Tuesday that we did, or a Cyber Sunday. I don't remember, but where it was a tag team match, and it was going to be me and whoever else was voted for was going to take on. Uh, I feel like it was Edge and Snitsky, and it ended up being me and Ray. But like we legit didn't know till 10 minutes before the
But,
match.
like, with the draft specifically, it's really hard because that changes your schedule if you get moved to a different show.
It does, and people would freak out about that. So I remember whenever I got drafted to ECW as the US champion, that was a total surprise to me. I wasn't aware of that at all. And there was like probably a legitimate, look of shock or whatever, where I didn't know that was happening. And they did a good job at like keeping people in the dark about that and trying to get like their legitimate reactions. And I think that's cool. The only thing that is possibly a drawback is that it could change their schedule, especially if someone has like a family and kids and
Right.
whatever, just so you can kind of play. And if people can kind of be smart enough on that and be okay with it, I'm all right with it. But I mean, if you're like a single dude just doing whatever and you're in the mix in your prime, like I say this all the time, like, man, I didn't watch TV. I didn't do anything. Those years when I worked with WWE from 98 through 2010, like, dude, it was just go, go,
Yeah.
go, go. Like, I missed so much great TV, and it's great. I got to go back and watch it later and whatnot. But like my life was just wrestling. I was like a single dude, just
Yeah.
living the like making towns. The only thing that was real was the money and the miles. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
like what my mindset was, and it was just go, go, go. I mean, if you're one of those guys, then to hell with it. Whatever schedule you're on, you're on. You're going to be busting your ass and working a lot. It is what it is. But yeah, man, it was that's a pretty legitimate thing about that draft. The draft, they've always kept it
Well,
pretty
there's the
tight
famous
lipped.
clip of when JR and Michael Cole got switched, and Cole went to Raw and JR went to SmackDown, and JR had no idea that Vince was gonna do that to him.
Right.
He even said when they were, like, going through production stuff the day before, I guess he made a comment of, like, I'm very happy with where I am, I don't wanna go anywhere." And then, of course, Vince hearing that, there you go. "Congrats, pal, you're on the other show now." And I'm sure that ruffled some feathers, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there were obviously, especially someone like Jr. Yeah, like I'm sure that did ruffle feathers. But welcome to pro wrestling. It's insane.
Yeah,
You have to
I
be
know.
insane to be part of this, as it is.
It's almost like Vince did some things vindictively, but who could ever imagine
Mm,
stuff like that?